I want to welcome you for the Open19 Foundation launch event. It's great to see such a big crowd, and we have a couple of hundreds people on the stream as well. I want to start first by introducing myself. My name is Yuval Bachar. I'm going to be the president of the Open19 Foundation, and in my spare time, I'm also working for LinkedIn. I want to start with a couple of thanks before we start the event. I want to first give a big thank you for the Flex team for making this event and doing this. I want to give a special thanks to LinkedIn management for believing in this and driving this and enabling us to actually do that. And lastly, two special people that I want to actually thank personally. Cole Crawford and John Gramoa, two people which were with us from the beginning and made sure that this foundation is actually going to be established, starting 6 months ago in London in a dinner, and then moving into what you see over here. Thank you very much, guys. Just grab some water. All right. OK, let's talk about the foundation. The foundation has been established this month. We are already incorporated. We are a nonprofit organization. We have 5 founding members, which are the teams which built the original principles and all the concepts around the organization that I'm going to talk about today. We have an open and equal membership for everybody. We have already 4 pre-registered members, which actually joined us already. We're creating a very inclusive environment. We're creating an environment that we want everybody to be able to participate. You don't have to be a mega data center operator. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to actually have millions of servers. You can actually participate as an individual as well as a company, small size or large size, and participate in the community in contributing, consuming, and being able to create a new way of building data centers. We're building the future of data centers and edge technology over here. That's our goal. That's our way that we want to proceed forward and create the environment for everybody to operate under. So a big question that comes in every interview we're doing. Why do we need new organizations? There are plenty of ones over there. And we looked at all those organizations before we started. We looked at the organizations and see, is any of them actually fitting what we need? And fitting all the needs for all of our peers and partners that will actually have special needs beyond I want to consume whatever the sexy mega data center is giving to the community. And we couldn't find one. We couldn't find one that will have the right IP protection for people that want to participate, but not necessarily want to actually expose their IP portfolio completely. We couldn't find one which actually give us the same way to build software and hardware, the same protection for software and hardware, but give us enough flexibility to be able to tune it if we need to, per project, per community project. So we had to start a new one. We defined a new set of rules of how to share software and hardware, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. We enabled IP protection to participate in an open source community, which is a first. You can be part of an open source community and still protect your IP. You don't need to worry about it. We're addressing the market needs for edge to large data centers. You don't have to be a million servers to do this. You can start for a very small footprint, like some of our peers are doing, and go all the way to very large footprints of hundreds of thousands of servers with the same technology, with the same protection, with the same everything. We're doing it right. We just decided that we need to do this one right and learn from all the experience that happened across all the other organizations. What worked well was adopted. What did not work well, we fixed. And we're just trying to do it right. We talk about membership a little bit. All members are equal in this organization. We don't have platinum and gold and silver. We don't have ugly and beautiful members. Everybody is the same. Everybody has the same right to contribute, to consume, and be part of the community. The only differentiation we're creating is the registration type. If you register as an individual, then it's a free registration. You have access to all the open area of the data center information and the foundation. If you're a startup, and there's a clear definition of startup, it's a startup or a nonprofit, you're going to get a discounted cost of 10K. You get full access to all the shared IP. You can do contribution. You can do anything you want. You're just an equal member as anybody else. And the established companies can afford a little bit more. There's also going to be having full access, obviously, and full sharing. Okay? Let's talk about the IP rules a little bit in general. So we do a traditional hardware contribution. The one thing that will be very insistent in this organization is only full reproducible contribution will be accepted. What that means is that if you contribute something, and I'm coming and trying to consume that technology, I can take it and reproduce it with a different supplier. So if, let's say, LinkedIn contributed the Open19 project, and it's right now being built by supplier X. If you want to take it to supplier Y, you take the whole package and you move it. There's no need, there's no hidden information, there's no spec level contribution. Everything needs to be contributed to the level that is fully shareable. Okay? Sharing beyond the specification means a lot of sharing in the industry today is just spec sharing. So people put up the specs and say, hey, here's my spec, and maybe I'll show you the schematics and maybe the layout, but I'm not going to give you the FPGA code, and I'm not going to give you the software, and the BIOS is going to be a little bit weird. But here's my spec. That is not what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve something that can be reproducible, something that everybody can use. But at the same time, we're trying to create a competitive environment, and we'll show in a minute how we do that. We have full open hardware and software on everything that we do. For the hardware side, we're going to protect it with RANZ, which is very aggressive way to protect, but on the same way, enables a lot of windows on how to operate. Okay? Individual contributions or collaborative projects can be part of the organization. So if you're going to come and contribute as a company, let's say LinkedIn contributes the Open19 project, we're going to contribute as LinkedIn. But if you want afterwards to create a different project, which comes from different collaborations, which coming from multiple companies, all of this has been defined in our bylaws and in our IPR, how to do it, and what does it mean from IP exposure, what does it mean from IP contribution. We created an option to consume technology without exposing your IP. So you can be part of the organization, you can consume technology that somebody else contributed and use it either as a spec or an extension, but you don't have to actually expose your IP until you actually make a contribution. If you decide to contribute back technology or do an extension on a project, then you'll have to actually share the IP. And the one thing we did, because we did that, if you actually live in the organization and taking the technology, you lose all your IP rights. So by default, if you take something out and trying to do Open19 and a half, we'll sue you. So don't do that. Okay? Be part of the community while maintaining competitive advantage. That is really important for us. We create a community, but we want to have people which have business interests and commercial interests participate in it. And you can see based on our founding members and based on our supporters over there, there's a very large group of companies which are working with us and supporting the organization, and at the same time have a commercial interest. They want to make business and they want to make their money, right? The organization is defined and built to enable them to do that, enabling building a framework, but enabling everybody in that framework to operate in the way they feel is the best way for them, that will create for them a competitive advantage, if it's on the business model they have, if it's on the warranty model they have, if it's on the actual technology inside the elements that they're building. How do you be a part of Open19 Foundation? What does it mean? So first you can join as an individual member. By that, you get access to all the information which is public, you get full access to the website with everything we have. Join as a company, and you can actually today, hopefully when the site is up, be able to actually go and join as a member, company member. Then you will define which type of company you are. We're building this on full trust. So whatever you put in there, we believe you. We're not going to go and check your financial reports. And become a member. By becoming a member, you can start contributing, you can start consuming technology, and you can start participating in other activities that we're doing. Like, for example, be able to put posts out, to be able to actually create PR combined with the organization, be able to actually work with the organization to build and understand the needs of the members of the organization. And when you join, we want to encourage you to contribute new technology, but you're not required to do that. I want to emphasize that one more time. You're not required to contribute any technology. You can become a part of the membership, a very active member, but not contribute IP, but participate in the activity. Example, our Open19 initiative defines form factor, does not define servers. A lot of our partners are actually building servers to that form factor we're defining. For us, they're contributing to the community, they're part of the community, but they're not required to contribute their IP in there. Consume the technology and be compatible with specs. That's going to be the key for us to being successful as a group, the big key for us to being successful as a community, be able to drive technology across all of our peers. If you look at the aggregated size of the peers of LinkedIn and other medium-sized data center operators and even small size, we are really large. We are representing over 1 million servers a year. There's no reason for us not to be together and represent the same requirements into the industry. Just join us and be part of the new wave of the data center and edge, because this is the new wave of the data center or edge. In summary, the Open19 Foundation is about the community collaboration. The Open19 community is established. Please join us now if you haven't joined already. If you go to the website, you'll be able to sign in, and you will get, as an output of the sign-in, the full set of membership package, so you can actually read through it, work with your legal team. Our legal team is waiting for you to actually accept feedback and be able to work with you and make it successful for you. There's a community established, and it's established now. We have over 100 companies involved in this discussion right now, from component suppliers to system suppliers to end users. We have a significant number of end users. Not all of them are on the main plaque over there because of reasons of timing, but we have a very large number of end users which are really interested in this technology and this community. And if you're in that community, you're there. If you're not there, then you're going to miss this market. And it should not do that. The future is here, and it's now. The future to build a new community of open source hardware and software is here and now. And if you join us, you'll be able to actually be in a position to contribute and participate in the setting up the philosophy of the organization, setting up the guidance of how we're actually going to drive it, setting up everything we do right now. We're in this early establishment stage. We will really love any feedback from anybody who wants to contribute. I'm going to end with one quote from Thomas Edison. There is a way to do it better. Find it. I think we did. We find a better way to do that. We find a better way to do software and hardware sharing and software and hardware development into a community where everybody gains from it from the beginning to the end. With that, thank you very much.